Welcome to Too Old, Too New, the music discovery podcast that brings you something old, something new, something Nate, something Bruce. I'm Nate Runkle, host of the Yo, That's My Jawn podcast, and with me, as always, is my good friend Bruce Warren from WXPN. The premise of this show is simple. Each week, we bring you two songs apiece. One new song that has been metaphorically spinning our turntable platters, and one old song that we believe still absolutely matters. Yeah, but it's practicing maybe a little bit. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great. I try to throw you off, Nate. You're just like impenetrable.
That's right.
On that open, man. You're like, fuck, boom.
I only throw myself off, and it's usually when I something else pops in my head, and I'm like, wait, did I remember to? And then like it's gone. Forget
You're
about
like, you're like Jordan. Give me the ball. You're just going in.
That's exactly right. Heard you today on the radio with our good friend Mike V doing a little fun drive. Good work.
Sorry to hear that, but thank you. That's all right. That's all right.
I like the fun drive, and I'm going to tell you why. Literally for this reason, and that is I love hearing the hosts together. Because it brings an energy that isn't normally there. And everybody always gets along, and everybody always sounds like they're having the best time. And then also sometimes you can get a mug.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or a t-shirt if you're lucky.
Or a t-shirt.
No That's umbrellas, right. But and no subscriptions to any magazine or newspaper.
I do have to tell you, my wife, we were just walking the dogs, and she was like, I was listening to the Fun Drive, and they were talking about this producer level. And I was like, where are you getting this money from? She was like, no, if we split it. So maybe. We'll see what happens. I'll try to get it.
It sounds like my son trying to convince me that we should split the YouTube TV thing, which we actually did because it kind of made sense at the time. But, same kind of logic. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Same logic.
You come at it from multiple heads. It's not as painful.
I get it. Anyway, well, good to see you, man. Let's get into some music, huh?
Yeah, I'm super excited to talk about your old. Go for it.
Dude, I don't know where this came from, but I woke up singing this song that I had not heard probably in 25 years. And it was Positive K's I Got a Man. And like the melody was just in my head, and it took me a minute to kind of go through the computer in the head, and I was like, I can't believe it. That's I Got a Man. That Daryl Gibson. Positive K. So so with Positive K, so this came out in '92. It was a big hit song. It scratched the surface of the Billboard Hot 100. Is it fair to say that this is would this fall into the category of a one-hit wonder?
I guess, yeah, I think so.
How far up the charts does something have to go to be a one-hit wonder? Like, does it have to be in the top 10?
No, I don't think so. I think as long as it is in a chart, I think it counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I definitely think so.
So look, the last time we heard from Positive K was in 2018. I think he made a record with Greg Nice. But here's the thing, there's a woman who sings on the song, and I never knew that it was actually Positive K himself who pitch shifted his vocals to sound like a woman on the song. And I never knew that until I kind of looked up the song, because I hadn't thought about Positive K literally in 25 freaking years. And I read the story of this. And I was like, so apparently it was loosely based on a song he did with MC Lyte, MC Act Like You Know Lyte, called I'm Not Having It. But man, is this like a Milli Vanilli situation? Like I never knew that. But apparently by the look on your face, you knew that Positive K sang the female parts.
Super late in life. Okay. Way late in life. Like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I was like, I Got a Man is one of my favorite songs of all time. It just makes me so happy. It's so good. When I was in college, I used to throw it on all of my mixtapes. I love this track. And someone was talking about, there was Skills. I don't know if you know Mad Skills. He's a MC, did a lot of ghost writing, ghost wrote for Will Smith on Big Willie Style. he had this show called Hip Hop Confessions, and it was just people confessing things they didn't know about hip hop,
Wow.
that they were embarrassed. And someone's confession was, "I never knew Positive K did the female part on I Got a Man," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I like
Totally.
went and quick and looked, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I had no idea either. It blew me away.
I guess at the time it was pretty good, but it was a massive song. So let's check it out. This is I Got a Man, Positive K.
I got a question to ask you, true.
I mean, come on, undeniable
Hell yeah.
still after all these years, right?
And it's the joint.
That's right.
Like, throwing it back. No, man, that's just a feel good song. Like that never ceases to put a smile on my face.
Totally great. Totally great. And now we're going to completely change the mood.
Now let me bring it down. All right. So I guess I'll get into the sadness of this song after we play it and I talk about it. My song this week is 7571 by an artist named Nat Myers. If you're not familiar with Nat, Nat's on Easy Eye Sound, which is Dan Auerbach's record label. Nat is a blues player. He plays country blues, finger picking. One of the things I've always loved and I've always kind of brought up to multiple people whenever they kind of fit in this kind of style, which is, I'm a big blues fan, but I get really tired of all of the disciples of Buddy Guy, right? Your Joe Bonamasas, your Kenny Wayne Shepherds, like everybody wants to be, kind of that, or even like a BB King kind of thing. And I always, my complaint has always been, why doesn't anybody want to be Mississippi John Hurt? You know what I mean? So when I first heard Nat opening for G Love, I was just absolutely blown away. We met backstage. We had one of the most incredible conversations I've ever had in my life. We may have both been super stoned, but whatever. Incredible conversation about connecting with audiences and the communication of music and sound. We had been talking about him coming on the podcast. And then a few years later, I was in New Orleans and I just happened to be at a G Love show and Nat was opening again on this tour. Didn't know I was there. So the second we made eye contact, big, huge boom and smile. He was so excited, gave me a giant hug. Just the nicest, most genuine dude. And beyond all that, incredibly talented blues player. So let's listen to a little 7571 by Nat Myers. I mean, would fit perfectly on Pete Seeger's Rainbow Quest, wouldn't it? Like, it's just absolutely incredible finger-picking country blues. The reason I pick it is a down note, and it's completely sad, and it took me completely off guard because I found out today that Nat was diagnosed with sarcoma, stage 4 cancer of the lungs, and he's got growths around his heart and his pulmonary artery. Doctors have given him days or weeks, but he's still fighting through. He's off the IV. He's still in the hospital and whatnot. But he just put up a GoFundMe link to his link in bio or whatnot. I'll share the link in the links to ours. But he had to cancel his entire tour, obviously, for the rest of the year. He was supposed to be at 118 North in May. I was super excited to go see him. Wow. But I wanted to pick a Nat Myers song that made me smile. 71 always makes me smile. And I do want to mention one quote from another song of his, Yellow Pearl, which is the title track of his Easy Eye Sound record. Mm-hmm. And that is, everywhere I've been, somebody been abused, never gonna win. Some of us born to lose. Just want to have a little fun before I die. There never ever was no difference between you and I. Which is just a beautiful sentiment, and I really hope he pulls through. I really do, and I know it's a tough struggle, but I got him in my heart. I can't even speak, man.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Thanks for sharing that one, and sad story for sure. We had him on the World Cafe, I think last year.
Yeah, last January. I actually just listened to it again today. I'll put a link to that in there too. Great interview with Raina about his story.
It was really good. Well, thoughts and lots of love going out to Nat and his family and friends and whoever else is out there in the cosmos.
That's right.
Living their lives around it.
And the weird thing about it is this is how my day has been. That's how I started my day, super sad. And then I got joyous because also today I found out that Catbite has a new EP coming out. They just announced it today. And
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
they released a new song, which is going to be my new pick, because I needed to combat how sad I was with how happy I am. For anybody who doesn't know, Catbite is a Philadelphia ska band, and they're pals of ours. Fucking love these guys. They're just a great time. If you've ever seen them live, please go check them out. Super excited because looking at the track listing and looking at the credits on the album, Kaylee, formerly or I guess Kaylee's own project, K-Moy, which has this incredible song, Beth Has Secrets, was one of my favorite songs 2 years ago, is now a full-time member of the band on keys. And is
I did
listed
not
as a
know
full-time
that.
member. I
I
know.
didn't know
Congrats to
that.
Kaylee. Super excited about that.
That is very
And
exciting.
the EP is fucking produced by Sarah Tudson of Illuminati
Yeah.
Hotties.
Come on.
So what an exciting day. This is my new pick. It's Die in Denver. It's Catbite, and it's right here on Too Old, Too New.
You said meet me at the summit.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, man.
We're going to be, our WXPN listeners are going to be hearing that probably tomorrow.
I love it.
If they haven't already heard it, let me just put that out there, right?
Yeah. No, they're the best, man. Like I remember the first time I heard about them, they opened for Low Cut Connie, and what a bill that is.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it's funny. The drummer Chris, who I see pretty regularly, because when they're not touring, Chris bartends here at World Cafe Live in the building we share with the venue. I always go like, "Hey, man, what's new?" And they're like, "Nothing, nothing."
Yeah.
Didn't tell me. I knew there was an EP on the way, but didn't know about the new member. Didn't know about Sarah. That's freaking great. So I'm very excited for those guys.
I've said this a lot. There are 3 acts right now, local acts, who bring me so much joy whenever I see their success. It makes me happy. It's a sense of pride that I have nothing to do with any of them, but for some reason I just feel like fatherly, big brotherly pride. It's Catbite, it's the Tisberries, and it's Shug Daniels. The 3 of them are just like a perfect encapsulation of how great the local music scene is here. So I'm super excited to see their success in this EP.
Yeah. And for those not familiar with, well, you just heard Catbite, but for those not familiar with Tisberries, it's like, right out of the pages of Main Street Rock and Roll USA. It's like Bob, Hold Steady, The Boss, it's Rolling Stones, testament to classic rock of days gone by. And Shug, I can't even singer-songwriter, Americana-ish, but file under joy and happiness and just like the greatest human being in the world, if that is a genre anymore. Shug epitomizes that. So there you go. Check them out if you're not familiar with them.
Tell them your new song this week.
Well, I think we, either me or you, have featured Lucy Rose before, if I remember.
I think
when her record came out in 2024. I didn't have time to check the database today. Sorry. But Lucy, singer-songwriter, put out an incredible, very underrated album last year called This Ain't the Way You Go Out. And it was just gorgeous. I can't even compare, Lucy to many, although I would compare her to, on a certain level, Carole King, very melodic, some jazzy references, but just great songs. Anyway, great news. Just dropped a new song yesterday or 2 days ago. And it, once again, sort of, it showcases everything that's like perfect about Lucy Rose. It's called Pale Blue Eyes.
That modulation in the chorus gets me.
Right?
That is it, man.
Right.
That is it.
Working like in a similar continuum, but on their own, strikingly unique is Madison Cunningham, I think. I think a lot of Maddie and Lucy, occupying the same space, but they both do very different things. But what's common about them is the nuance of their songwriting and the craft. And it's just incredible. I was a big fan of Lucy's album, and I'm looking at this song. I love this song. I've probably listened to this song about a half a dozen times in the last day. So there you go. Check it out. New Lucy Rose. Beautiful stuff.
Definitely check it out. It will be on our playlist, which of course we share in the show notes every week and update it with every song that comes through here. And of course, follow us on Substack. Find the show on Substack. You can find Bruce at Some Velvet Blog, me at Yo That's My Jawn, because you can see this entire video if you're listening to the audio, or if you're watching the video right now, you're like, I'm here. I don't have to go anywhere. But we've been sharing the whole video with the music and all, so definitely check that out. You can hear Bruce every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on WXPN 88.5 right here in beautiful sunny Philadelphia. You can also hear a fantastic interview with Bruce on our pal Dan Drago's 25 O'Clock podcast that's out right now. Check it out. Good stuff if you ever wanted to know a little bit more about the one half of the Too Old and the Too New.
That's right.
You can hear me every other Monday on whynotradio.net. You can also hear me on the Yo That's My Jawn podcast this coming, or actually right now, by the time you listen to this, the episode will be out with my interview with Dave Barclay, who was the lead puppeteer on Jabba the Hutt. Wow. He also did some work on a little character named Yoda. This is probably like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me because I'm an enormous Star Wars fan.
You are such a dude. You are such a nerd. I love your nerdism.
Yeah. I mean, I can't hide it. Like, there's a Star Wars character actually right above my head. Anyways.
So do you know about the old television series HR Puffin stuff?
Hell yes.
Sid and Marty, right?
Sid and Marty Krofft, yeah.
Right, Sid and Marty. I have a feeling you were a fan of that.
I was a big Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember that. Yeah. No, all those shows, Lidsville and, oh, yeah, man.
Oh, my God, Lidsville. I haven't heard about Lidsville in years, man.
That's right. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for those deep cut references.
That is great. All right, man. Well, you got any shows you want to go see in soon or not?
Nothing set in stone that I bought tickets for, but I did just see last week it was announced that Lexa Gates, who was my very first new pick on this show, is coming to the Foundry in April. Wow. And I will 110,000,000,000% be there.
Okay. All right. That sounds great.
How about you?
Sounds good. I'm gonna drop some acid and go see Father John Misty on Friday night.
Nice.
Here in Philly. So I'm very excited.
Hopefully there will be no USS battleships nearby, and he will actually perform a song for you.
He'll be okay. Yeah, that's way in the past. That's way in the past.
If you say so.
I love the Josh. I love the Josh. All right, man. Well, as always, keep on rocking it.
You too, my friend.
All right.
Come on.